Hello and welcome to Eye on the App Store. It's Wednesday and as usual we're going to show you all the new games that are going to be coming out at midnight tonight on iPhone and iPad. We'll play them through for the next hour or so. My name's James Gilmore, below me is Peter Wellington.
Hi.
And he will be our companion through this journey
Yes.
into the new and unknown. It's going to be very exciting. We've also got our man Caffeine Dreamer, who is in the chat room at the moment, who will be talking to you throughout. If you mention any links about games, he'll whack them in there, and he'll just generally be keeping you company throughout the trip. First thing I'll do is I'll show you what games we're going to be playing. Look at that, the big reveal. So, we've got Last Inua, which is a side-scrolling platform in which you're taking control of two different characters, and you have to use each of their skills. It's very, very pretty. It's a bit mystical. It's a bit whimsical. It's a bit could be quite good fun. Castle Storm Free to Siege, it's called, which is a free-to-play version of Castle Storm, which was already available on Vita, as I understand, and it's a tower defense game, side-scrolling affair. Not too dissimilar to that Metal Slug one that was released recently, but arguably might be better. We don't know. 2-Bit Cowboy, which is a very, very Game Boy-looking game, side-scrolling affair. Really simple. We'll play it for a little bit, probably go first. Gunship X, which is a top-down game in which you're firing from a gunship at a whole bunch of alien invaders. It's basically a gallery shooter thing. I'm not sure about this one, but we'll see. And finally, we'll go for Warhammer 40k Carnage, which is the newest of the huge raft of 40k games that are coming out this year. And it's a side-scrolling hack-em-up, and it looks very pretty, but whether it's any good, we shall find out together. But first, we'll start with, I'm going to fire up 2-Bit Cowboy, and you fill the people in on what else is going on, Peter.
Okay, I will. I am watching the App Spy chat room. So hello, say hello if you're in the chat room. Hi. So I'm keeping an eye on that. So if you've got any questions or anything like that while James is playing the games, then do let us know and I will pass them on. I'm seeing all of the amazing all of the amazing people come in into the chat room at the moment. And yeah, so okay, so we're playing. This is what 2-Bit Cowboy.
Yeah. Now I played it very briefly just to take a look at it initially. What it is it's a Game Boy game. I mean, really, it is basically a Game Boy game. A 2D platformer done in that kind of greeny Game Boy style. Same buttons, just a left and a right, not even an up and down. There's an A button which you can use to double jump, like I just done there. And there is a fire button where I can fire my little gun. I don't know if I can jump on the heads of animals. Let's try out with this bat. No, I can't, and I just lost the coins. Damn it. And you jump around this, I don't know, I suppose it's a cowboy, like, Wild West environment. It's a bit deserty, isn't it?
It is rather.
And can I shoot fish underwater? I can. That probably doesn't obey laws of physics, but they are video games, so who cares? Ah! Oh, and I just ran into the fish and died. Oh well. Get back up, cowboy, it says. I'll do just that. Right, let's jump. Whee! Now, obviously, we're wearing our retro hats here. The developers are unashamedly going super retro.
Yeah, so, okay, you were saying Game Boy.
Oops.
Certainly, it looks better than most Game Boy games, I would argue. If you actually go back today and look at like what Game Boy games look like, there aren't too many that look this amazing, right. I would say. Like, however, however, you know, that's kind of a staple, isn't it? When people say, "Oh, we're making an 8-bit game," or in this case, a 2-bit game.
Yes.
They always sort of go, "Oh, it's got 8-bit graphics," and actually, like, it's nothing like the actual system could kind of achieve. But the gameplay itself, this does look like a Game Boy game. It looks as if you're, you know, jumping around, shooting things, riding horses.
I've got a horse, and I'm running across a sheep. This is very exciting.
Like, so is it just a typical sort of like, I don't know, it looks like a Mega Man game, basically.
Yeah, side scroller, you're jumping around. Oh, I just lost my horse, oh well. Trying to shoot at enemies that are there. Can I go in there? I can. There's a little button to go in. There's an apothecary, and it lets me buy some health upgrades. I'll buy that. Give me some more hearts. I don't know if I even needed them. I've got 4 hearts at the bottom of the screen there. It's from Crescent Moon, which produce quite a lot of games. They're a publisher of a few retro ones, I'd say. Oh, hello, this armadillo's rolling quite a lot. Oh, he still got me, even though I was on that barrel.
You see, that's what armadillos do, they roll.
I call shenanigans on that. I was totally... I shouldn't have taken
me out.
You can't
call shenanigans on an armadillo.
I just did. Right, let me shoot the pants off this snake. I need to do lots of jumping and shooting in order to be able to get some of the enemies and get onto their eye line. It's that old-fashioned, like, jump, shoot, shoot, like that. Which is fine. The controls are extremely small on the screen, which is a little bit awkward. I'm not sure if you can change that. Yeah, they're alright. They're fine. I mean, you know, not a great deal to go wrong, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Because it's just left, right, and fire. I do like the fact he has a recoil, so when he fires, he gets pushed back a little bit. Which is
quite adorable.
Surprisingly realistic, given that... Oh, and I suddenly realised scorpions are coming out of boxes. That's not so good.
Again, it's what scorpions are wont to do. How do you not know this? How do you not know that this is the life of a cowboy? Scorpions coming out of boxes, armadillos rolling, snakes chilling out.
Hang on, this is horses. I've got an issue here though. Being on a horse is kind of lame because I'm now hovering in midair for a start. When you're on a horse, you can't shoot people at ground level because you're too high, and there's no down command, so it's just left or right, meaning you're just kind of a sitting duck, which is a bit rubbish. I can ride a bull though. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
Now we're talking. Jump, bull, double jump.
That is kind of a strange. That is kind of a strange problem, actually, for the game. Like, if you're shooting over all of your enemies when you're on the back of a horse.
Yeah, that's not much good. It looks like I can jump on their heads though, in classic side-scroller fashion, so that's good. Let me go into the saloon. I can apparently have a drink. You'll shoot, run, jump better, blah blah, and never get hurt. Oh, that's good. All right, I'll do that then. So it's like basically an infinity. I've got my little infinite power-up thing. I don't know what the benefit of all these bottles are. But it makes me want to shoot at them, because I'm a cowboy. Wow, first shot I took out the armadillo that time. What a result. Ooh, lots of health here, that's good to see. So, yes, this one is wearing its retro pants, flying its retro flag.
What do retro pants look like?
They're a bit pixely. They're a bit pixelated.
There's only like 4 squares to them.
Yeah, and they're quite angular and they're a little bit uncomfortable because they're a bit blocky and they've got sharp edges.
So if you're lucky.
I've completed a level. It's even got the little like Mario thing where you go across a flag and the flag goes up at the end of the level.
So lovely.
Fairly standard platforming jazz.
And like some people like this kind of thing. Like some people want a hardcore old school shooter, don't they?
They do. This is true.
And I think visually it looks lovely.
It's alright. It's certainly not doing anything new. It's just doing something old in a slightly cutesy way. Which is alright, I suppose. I mean, the Game Boy thing is funny though, like blatantly emulating the off-green colour of a Game Boy.
Yeah, I love that.
Like, deliberately.
I love that stuff.
It's alright.
Did you know, here's a bit of trivia for you. The original Game Boy was running on a system that was basically the equivalent of a ZX81, I think it was.
Oh, really?
Spectrum ZX81. It wasn't even as powerful as an NES at the time. And it still managed to, like, go for, what was it? Like, 1999, 2000? Like, that's not until, like, Game Boy Color was coming out. That's not too bad, right? Like,
No, it's not too bad.
And that's how you ended up with games that did look roughly this sort of good on that system. Because developers were just like, right, we've been using this for, a decade.
We've got our head around it.
We know what we're doing now.
That's why a lot of the current... Oh, oops, there was something in there. It was an explosive barrel. I just died again. Oh well. It's like some of the current console games, like the fact that the Xbox has been out for like 8 years. It's why some of the more recently released, PS3 and Xbox games look brilliant. Really brilliant. Like they show that there's an awful lot of life left in the system because they've gotten used to the coding techniques and they know how to get the most out of the machine, which is kind of really impressive. This is okay. Like if you really love your pixel art stuff, then you may like it. I mean, there's a lot of hazard in the levels, which is good, and you can die quite easily. The controls are fairly responsive. I don't like the size of them; they're too small here. But maybe you can change that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not exactly bowled over because it's doing that thing that so many games are doing, which is to cash in on the love of old-fashioned pixel art, retro, or isn't it cool and trendy to make games that are very old-fashioned? And like, well, yeah, it was once. We're a bit past it now, but I'm sure the audience is still there.
It does feel a little bit like you're having your heartstrings deliberately pulled on.
Yeah, I know.
And I don't mind that like too much. I love these kind of games, and I like this kind of art style, and I like that it is a choice for a developer now to actually make games that look like this. They are deliberately sort of old-looking rather than games of old that had to look like that. But yeah, I do know what you mean. I do think it's a little bit of a sort of worn-out trick.
I'm shooting the duck.
Shoot the duck.
I can't shoot the duck. That's it. I'm disappointed.
You can't shoot the duck.
There are ducks here. Oh, you can collect them though. That's
so as a duck. So if you can't shoot the ducks, has a dog come up behind a bush and start going?
Yeah. Yes, that would be the ultimate in old school nurse references. Die, armadillo. Okay, well, there you go. You get a fairly good idea of what that's all about. It's called 2-Bit Cowboy. It's out on iPhone and iPad. Will be out there from midnight. Actually, because I didn't even put it up there. I should have put the little thing up. There we go. You can briefly see the image there. It's 2-Bit Cowboy, 69p or 99 cents. And it'll be out from midnight tonight. So if you like your old school stuff, then I guess this is for you. Yay! All right.
Sterling recommendation.
I know, right? Well, oh, come on. We play so many of these pixel art style games. I mean, people, a Caffeine Dreamer already saying in the chat room, like, yeah, that's totally his thing. And, pixel art games, great. If you love them, then that might be for you. All right, then, let's move on to something different. I'm going to have a look at Gunship X next. So, let me boot that up and switch over the art. Boom. So, if I'm right, this is like an X version of a game that's been out for a while? Because I swear to God I've played this game already, like last year. Only it had zombies in it instead of aliens. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure. Because the idea of you being you're a gunner in an airship that's rotating around an area, like a base or something like that. And what you have to do is defend your people against oncoming alien onslaught. So it's basically a gallery shooter. Here we go. Look, I'm controlling the. Oh, bam, that's a big weapon. I'm controlling the position of my reticle using my right thumb. And I am firing with my left, obviously. I can switch between weapons with a button here at the top. Occasionally it will prompt me to do so because something needs to reload or something like that. And I am trying to shoot as many of these alien buggers as humanly possible. And that's it.
Yes, no, I do.
So isn't there one with zombies? Like
it's coming back to me now. I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of the game, but you're right. There's one. I think it's called Zombie Gunship.
Yeah, maybe because it's basically the same game.
And ultimately, this is those really quite disturbing bits in Call of Duty. These are these oddly detached bits from the modern
when you have to fire the drones,
and you're like, oh, this feels weird.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But in this case, you're not shooting human beings. You're shooting alien-y things, I guess.
Massive aliens. Fire a missile. Fire a missile. Here he comes. Whoppa! Got him. Very good. All right. Yeah, you're just shooting a bunch of aliens. Now, gallery shooters can be really good fun in a simple, straight-up, arcadey sort of way, as long as you don't expect too much from them. Look at this little guy being munched to death by one of these things. I have to aim slightly ahead in order to save him. Oh, there's another one. Fire the missile. Fire the missile. Got a little bit long distance now. Baboo! That's quite satisfying, I will say. Firing the missile is quite good fun.
Okay.
Switch weapon. It's just funny to see individual dudes being chased by these beasties. So you can see who's attacking from where by kind of keeping an eye on the edge of the reticle. Little icons will flash, like this yellow thing here, saying, here's a massive one, fire a missile. Which I'm about to do. Bam. Just make sure it's still on target. Oh! Action report, and I think I have done a good thing. I've reached the next marksmanship grade, which gives me 70,000 in cash. Yay me.
Now, I'm not one to immediately jump to conclusions, but I am with the chat room here when I think that this looks dull. Like Zach Watt in the chat room saying this looks like a dull game. And I've got to say, this doesn't look particularly exciting to me. And like as Jem is saying, like the frame rate looks a little bit slow. Or is that something to do with us streaming it?
No, I would be inclined to agree. I mean, the frame rate's okay here, I suppose. But it is what it is, you know? Like, it's just, you just point and shoot and keep shooting. Let's look at what you can do, because the mission's Death at the Docks. I just did a whole bunch of shooting there, and I think I won a thing. I don't know, but I have to go back to the same mission, I think. I can unlock the Mendoza line, but I need $5 million to unlock that, so I'm not going to do that, obviously. I'm just going to restart. Now, see, if I didn't know better, this is the kind of thing that I would look at and say, this is a free-to-play game.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
About to say.
Yeah, but it's not. It is just going to be this. It's 69p or 99 cents, or it will be when it comes out at midnight tonight. And, well, yeah, It is just going to be this, isn't it?
But so does it look like a free-to-play game because free-to-play games often are simple, and we've seen a whole bunch of games like this. Glue, for example, do games like this a fair amount.
Yeah, they do, yes.
Or is it something inherent within the actual game design that is making you go, this feels free-to-play? Because if there is like an upgrade path and all that sort of thing, that's not inherently free-to-play.
No, I agree.
Is it? But
the thing that makes it feel free-to-play to me is that I think I am at least attacking the same areas kind of again and again.
Right.
And you know that free-to-play mechanic where you get given a level and then you kind of have to grind it and grind it and grind it until they unlock the next one. I mean, I might be wrong. Perhaps I didn't pay close enough attention, and this is a different level. I don't know.
Well, you can't really tell because you're using a heat sensor. It's very difficult to actually get different visual effects when you're playing in different industrial areas that use like two tones.
That is true. So it all very much looks the same. Now, there are different types of alien. There's this main little quadruped one who's trundling along the area, but there's also a big one that I need to beat down with a missile. In fact, I think the gunner game that we had before, that zombie gunner game, was a free-to-play game. That's maybe why I'm getting that connection. But it does feel kind of like it, you know?
I mean, like, to play devil's advocate and to side with Caffeine Dreamer, who, by the way, chat room, if you are just joining us, Caffeine Dreamer is our community manager, Danny. Like, to side with him on this one, like, I quite like action games, like shooting games like this, you know, generally. Like, so I'm not averse to playing games like this. I don't know, like, it looks quite slow, it's quite samey, the environments don't look like they're changing all that much.
Yes, I'm seeing that myself. I can upgrade the weapons again. What have I got? 54,000. I can upgrade the Vulcan. A thing I'm noticing, right? Let's upgrade the muzzle velocity on that and go back again. We'll have another crack at it. Is that you're cycling through a whole bunch of different weapons, right?
Right.
So there are 3 weapons that you're using, and you fire, and then it tells you to switch weapons, basically, when that one is used up. And you can see where the ammunition is, around the edge of the reticle. So you can see this one I'm using at the moment, and then it goes red, and I have to switch to the next one. The next one being a gigantic, massive missile. So I'm kind of flitting between those 3. One of them takes ages to recharge. These other creatures. And the one you have to rely on mostly is your kind of main just gunner thing. Which is fine, which overheats every now and then. I'm going to switch weapon back to the missile. Ba-boom. That's kind of a big old cannon. That's not a missile, actually, is it? It's just a massive cannon. Here you go. Here's some big rockets which do much more radius damage, so I guess you can use the shooting apparatus a little bit smarter if you stop and think rather than just ramming the fire button, which, to be fair, I was doing before, and try and maybe target properly and choose a specific weapon for a specific enemy, then that might be a better way of doing it. But still,
okay.
I mean,
I'm not massively impressed, I'll be honest with you.
No, I mean, I'm inclined to agree with you. It just feels like more of this, just lots of this, isn't it?
Maybe there'll be a boss encounter. Do we think that there's maybe some sort of...
Maybe, because we've had some massive aliens appear, so there might be quite a few... There might be some really, really big ones that turn up later. I don't know.
I do like insecty alien designs. I'm a big fan of the Earth Defense series.
Yeah, you like EDF, do you?
Yeah, EDF. I love those games. Like they're very stupid. Like they're just stupid games.
Giant ants.
Yeah, giant ants that crawl over buildings that fall apart. Like if a gnat wafts past them. But they're quite fun in that way. And I prefer to be shooting. I prefer to be shooting. I don't know, these sorts of alien nasties rather than I don't know, other soldiers or kittens and puppies and soldiers and all that sort of thing. So I don't know. I'm not averse to the alien creatures. I think the designs look quite nice. I don't know, and the explosions look awesome. That is one thing that this has got for it. Yeah, good explosion.
Explosions look fine. Explosions are all right. I'm not overwhelmed though. I do feel disconnected from what's going on, and I don't know. It's a bit repetitive for me. Regardless, though, and you can upgrade your weapons, and I'm sure things will get a little bit more spectacular later on. But if you want to get it, it'll be out from midnight tonight. Gunship X, 69p or 99 cents. So there you go. That's your quick look at that one. Right, let's go to Castle Storm next. Now, this has some prior form, in so much as it's been out on either Vita, I think, already for a while. They did a beta release of this version on Android for a while as well. And I think there was a PC version which spawned the whole thing, if I'm right. And it's a 2D side-scrolling tower defense game. This one is free to play, as you would guess from the title. And I played it for about 5 minutes earlier on, just to make sure it worked. And one thing I will say is it looks really good. Really, really good. As in visually. Very, very striking. I'm not sure. Oh, it's going to put me right back to the beginning again, isn't it? Maybe it didn't save. Oh, well, that's fine. There you go. It gives you a little cutscene. I'm going to skip it, though. Protector of the Realm. Tap to shoot. I'll do just that. Aim for the head to get more damage and rewards. Yeah. It's giving me all the loading stuff.
Shenanigans.
So this is the Welcome to King's Keep. And here you go. This is what the in-game graphics look like. So as you can see, it's quite smart. Pretty handsome-looking thing. And you are a hero residing in this massive castle-y thing, and the castle is gradually going to be stormed by a bunch of bastards, really.
Right, okay. I mean, that's quite harsh, but fine.
Yeah, it's fine. And here's the king. The king is going to tell me to get his castle all defended. And I am Sir Gareth. Which I like. Yeah, that's quite. No, I quite like that. It's obviously it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. This, so that's quite good. Now the king's going to be like, "Oh yeah, brilliant, glad you're here." So I'm going to skip past all this stuff and just skip all right. Okay, so I can tap on this guy, and bam! I've just shot him right in the face with my ballista.
One of the questions that's happening in the Apps by Chat at the moment from Pavandeep is free or paid. This is a free game. Castle Storm free to siege.
I haven't changed the art again. There we go. That's the new art.
It's a free-to-play game, and it's from Zen. Is it Zen Studios?
Zen Studios. Yeah, that's right.
Zen United. Zen Studios, who are most famous, I would say, for the 2 pinball games that they put out: Pinball FX and Zen Pinball, I think it is.
Yes, I think you're right. Okay, so what I can do now is spawn troops by tapping the troop icon. So here we get into the real tower defense-y bit. So if I tap this wizard dude, sorry, he's not a wizard, he's just a standard warrior. He starts marching across the map, right? Likewise, this archer, let me build an archer. The power resource that I'm using to build these things are little sort of chicken drumsticks you can see over there, and just right there as I point. And as they build up over time, it allows me to build more hero types. And as you can see here come the enemy marching towards me like buggers. So if I'm selecting the troop building mode, I can just keep building them, which I'm going to do now. If I change to ballista, I can, I presume, just tap on an enemy like I just did there, and shoot them with my massive speary ballista missile things. So I can also, attack directly as well as just sending out my troops in that standard tower defense sort of way. So it gives me a couple of options for combat, which is quite cool. And then later, the hero turns up. Oh, in fact, here we go. The flag's been returned. I did my first little mission-y bit. And now they're going to send this guy out. Teleport Sir Gareth into the battlefield. So apparently they have teleportation skills.
I can't get over Sir Gareth.
I like that. That's good. So I choose a place for him to teleport, and now I've just put him in. And now it's a side-scrolling platformer.
What?
Yeah. So now I run up to these guys. Oh, defend, and defend. Attack. Waha. Defend. Because that ballista's massive. You can't get me from there. So I can just move left and right, standard virtual controls, and start doing things. Oh, I've killed all those dudes, that's great. So now, ow, I need to run to an extraction point. I'm running. Press the hero extraction. Oh, press hero extraction, there we go. I can just jump straight out of it. Is that right? Yeah, there we go. That's a victory once again for Sir Gareth. I am unstoppable on the battlefield, he says, but slaying archers will not be enough. I must now destroy the castle, and they've just summoned a mighty stone golem. So now I've got to go and do it in. Oh, look, he is quite big. That's alarming. Power-ups can be activated using little crystals, gems. So here's your additional currency. I'm holding it, and it's now provided me with a list of things, including a welcome gift of 55 free gems. So it's a free-to-play game. It's giving you that little extra burst of currency.
Gems. Gems are they are just the bookmark. They are the mark of a free-to-play game, aren't they? As soon as you hear the word gem, you think,
Yeah, pretty much.
69 pence.
I got to hold it to start firing, and I've just done that. And it's just zoomed out to a wide shot, and now I appear to be lobbing a whole bunch of random stuff, but I don't think any of it's hitting anybody. Is it? I can't tell. Use the shooting frenzy to stop the golem. Well, I thought I was doing that, but it's just gone to a wide shot. It's zoomed out, and I can't seem to do anything. Oh, apparently it was working. He was taking hits. All right, that didn't really do much there.
Brilliant.
Fine, whatever. Impressive shooting. That's the way I shoot.
You did all right there. If you're just joining us at the moment, then I am looking at the chat room here on AppSpy, on the App Store, and there's sort of a mixed opinion going on at the moment in the chat about this. Like, some people saying it looks quite generic, it looks like a Flash game, like that sort of typical Flash game tower defense kind of thing. Some people are thinking it looks really good visually. You know, I don't know what to make of this. You see, most of Zen Studio stuff tends to be really, really good, but I don't know if I'm up for another tower defense game.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well,
like, are you enjoying yourself? Are you finding this like tactically exciting? Are you finding it somehow like engaging in some way?
No, but at the moment it's just really simple things. At the moment we're just doing tutorial stuff, so I'm just reloading my little cannon and waiting for these guys to come close so I can shoot them in the face, mostly. So I want to shoot them here. Boom, there we go. Nice, 2 shots there. I took him out with this big stone thing. I'm going to try shooting an apple. Why not? Oh, that worked. Some boulders. Let's try lobbing some boulders. Boom. Oh, that was quite good, actually. I quite like that. Now, the physics are pretty impressive. Like, visuals and physics are striking. I'm already starting to batter down their actual castle. So this is what I've got to do now. I'm going to start tapping areas of the screen near the castle, and I'm going to try and bring them down in a sort of almost Angry Bird style, I hesitate to say. Let me lob some rocks. Boom. Hey, that's pretty good, actually. The rocks are pretty good. There's also a sheep option. I don't know what the sheep does, but I'm going to lob him anyway. Oh, wow.
It had better be a super sheep.
Oh, it was good. It was good. It did a lot of damage.
Excellent.
The sheep was absolutely mighty. Now I'm going to hold and use this flaming fireball attack. So now we're in sort of airstrike territory from above, death from above. Oh, I've destroyed most of the castle there. That was pretty sweet. I'm also going to use this whirlwind. Oh, but I can't because I've used up too many gems. Oh, no.
So this Angry Birds element goes so far as to sort of take away the timber that's within different parts of the opposing castle, isn't it? Like, you're actually destroying the structure itself.
Very much so.
So if you take out a bottom part of a wall, are you able to? Is it going to topple?
I don't know. I was mainly going for the top in this instance because that was the arc of the firing, but quite possibly. So the king's delighted. I've smashed down that castle. I'm sorry, I'm skipping through most of this stuff, so you can read the story if you decide to download the game and give it a try. That was basically our tutorial for all intents and purposes, and it was pretty enough. I just want to see the beginning of a normal level. So I've gained some cash. Again, we are talking free to play here. So I've been given pocket money of 1,000 gold pieces. Don't spend it all at once, it says. That might be harder than you perhaps think, because that's what they do. Let's go to Ranger Management. This is a new mission. So I've got some options. Shoot all targets, finish the mission in under 20 seconds, and achieve a shooting accuracy of 70%. That's what I've got to do in order to get all 3 stars in this mission. Now let's give it a try and see what a standard game is like. Now we played the Metal Slug tower.
I was about to ask, like, how does it relate to Metal Slug in terms of quality?
Well, I didn't play that one. My reviewer for it was Alex, who writes for AppSpy. He was not impressed with it.
You see,
you've been playing it over a period, and you're mixed, aren't you?
I'm sort of mixed on this one. I've been reviewing it for Pocket Gamer, and just put up the second impressions, because we do on Pocket Gamer we do 7 days with the game, and we kind of come back 3 times essentially. First impressions after 3 days, and then after 7 days. And I would say that I've been less kind. Like, I feel like less kind towards it as I kind of finish the week off at the moment. I feel like it gets a little bit pay to win.
Okay, that's actually what his complaint was, that it was a little bit on the play to win side.
It's not terrible. It just only comes up when you're doing the online multiplayer. The single player is fine. It's like perfectly balanced. There's a bit of grinding in there, but it looks really good. And and it plays really, really well. But the online's just naff, and yeah, it does feel a bit awful. So I'm kind of pooped out with tower defense games. But this looks vaguely similar, but with some sort of extra mini games.
Well, yeah, this was essentially a mini game. This was just like a little shooting gallery bit, which has earned me some stuff. That was Ranger Management. I've got more arena stuff, or Arena Fugitives. That's what I want to play. I want to play this. I want another one. You should. If you've not filled all your projectile slots, there are more available. Do I want to enter the equipment end menu? Not really, actually. I just want to see what another normal mission looks like before we move on. We've already pointed out that we've got some information about it up on AppSpy. If you want to take a look, you can see trailers and see some more details, and also where to download it when it lands at midnight. I think this one's actually out. This is one of the ones that's actually out now. This came out early, I think. So that's the only difference here. All the rest of them will be out at midnight tonight. So, a few of my troops have come charging forward. They are all charging forward into the enemy camp, by the looks of things, at night. I can get free gems. I can move as... Look what I've done. Here you go, free to play. I've clicked a free gems thing and it immediately starts uploading some nonsense. It's because I have no gems at the moment, so there's nothing I can do. Now what's happening is my little soldier dudes are moving in, plugging forward towards this. Oh, hang on. Am I supposed to be firing this? I've just hit a shot. Am I supposed to be shooting these guys? Oh, maybe these guys are the enemies. Whoops, I should have been paying attention there. I thought they were friendlies because it's reversed sides. Should have been paying attention. Whoops. Oh well, I killed a bunch of things still, so I'm just tapping on the enemies now. Or tapping where I want the thing to fire, so I have to take into account their rate of movement. So I have to shoot a little bit ahead. Oh, that was a good shot. In order to stay on target. Stay on target. So, yeah. I mean, to be fair, this feels like you need to spend a little bit more time with it. You can maybe feel the fact that it was originally a PC game. And, it's been out on the Vita as well. But I know it's been tweaked for iOS and Android as well. But, which you can sort of tell by the assets. The assets are quite sort of console standard, I would suppose.
So, obviously, it was... Not this version, obviously, but Castle Storm was originally a paid game.
Yes, that's right.
Does it feel
like it's been converted?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the gameplay's been quite different so far, because I guess these are more tutorial-style missions. But even this, the fact that it's taking me a while to get into a bog-standard match, with tower defense building and everything, like that seems to me like it's built for PC more than, or a long-term play. If it was a free-to-play game, I'd already be well into it by now. You know what I mean? Yeah. But certainly it looks attractive. You can't say fair on that.
I think it looks very handsome. Yeah.
And it's free-to-play, so there's no harm in you giving it a try if you like your tower defense, or maybe if you're familiar with the other versions. So it's out right now, unlike the others, which are out at midnight. Castle Storm free to siege, and it's free to play right now. So go give it a look.
Nice, very nice. Okay. What are we playing next?
Last Inua. Now I'm kind of looking forward to this. I only had a very quick look again just to make sure it was all working, but I've been following it a little bit via trailers and stories and things like that just to see what it looked like, because it's a very handsome looking game and I quite like the concept. So I'm enthusiastic, at least at the beginning. I'm going to resume from where I left off just a moment. Yeah, so it is a 2D side-scrolling game in which currently I'm taking control of a father who is looking for his lost son. Now, as you see, I am controlling by using my left thumb to move him backwards and forwards, and I can jump using a button on the right-hand side. It's quite slow-paced in terms of the running. He's not sprinting along at dynamite speed. He's, trudging fairly sturdily along and pausing every so often to shout the name of his child, whom he is trying to find. Now, first thing you can easily see, it's a striking looking game. I can touch the fire here. It had to do that in a bit before, and it makes a little noise. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but it's a thing you could do. You had to do it at the very beginning of the game, and I'm still not sure whether it does anything. I'm also following this small glowing orb, which appears to be acting as a kind of helper. And in this sense, he's building a bridge across that little raft of spikes there to save me jumping in and spiking my Inuit behind. And hopefully he's going to do the same thing here before I fall in. Yeah, he is. Brilliant. So it gives me the option to There's a little gap there. I don't know if I have to jump or I can just run straight on. I can run, can't I? There we go. Jump. When I hang on the ledge, I need to just tap the jump button again and he'll climb on up. Now, the art style reminds me a little bit of... Do you remember Year Walk from Samogo?
I do.
It's got a slightly paperish quality to it, where everything's very hard lines. And, oh, look at all this. I've got lots of little flyers. I'm tapping them all, and they're all making little crackly noises. I don't know if that's good or not, but I'm doing it anyway. So he's climbing up. We're at the very beginning.
It's very good looking, actually.
Yeah,
The more I'm seeing of this, the more I'm thinking, like, and it's doing lots of effects that you're just kind of just going past you. Like, for example, the snow that's pushing off of the lip of each edge. You know, just like the fact that the snow behind you leaves a little bit of dust in the air. The lighting effects, like. It looks really well put together.
Yeah, they've put some care and attention into it. Now, I've just tapped on that triangle in the centre of the screen, and now the camera's panning back, and oh look, here we go. My boy is on a slab, looking a bit dead. Welcome, says some guy. Our world is under attack. I'm being talked to in glyphs.
Okay.
We guard everything that is sacred. Tonra cannot enter here. Tonra, I think, is this demon that we're trying to evade. We are united by the Keepers. Narwhal! Lol, the internet. We are now under attack by Tonra, who is the nasty evil demon guy. Your son, Hiko, has a gift. So strong that his body is collapsing. I think he's strong in the Force, if you know what I mean. Keepers need him, and I think he does magics. Bring him to Tulugak, Keeper of the Sky, and honorary Klingon by the sounds of it. Bring him to Sos, Keeper of the Grounds. And bring him to Nanartak, Keeper of the Water, who was clearly a narwhal. Yes. Alright. Only if Hiku visits all keepers can our world survive, so I've got to use both of these guys. Now this is the bit I'm interested in. I want to know, and he's woken up, whether it's one of those games where you have to flip between two characters. You remember, have you played Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons on the PC?
I haven't, but I've played Lost Vikings.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a game in which you take control of two characters simultaneously.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how, I think we're about to find out, how they're going to work it in this game. Whether you switch between them and control one at a time, or whether you try and use them both
I see.
simultaneously.
So there's a piece of advice in the Apps by chat room. Hello, by the way. I am monitoring the Apps by chat room and seeing the fantastic conversations going on there. It's basically the fires, if you rest by them, they will stop the darkness coming in from the edges, and then you may die if you get too cold.
I assumed it was a heat thing, but I didn't notice anything creeping at the edges. I was too busy staring at the centre.
We were just running through it, really, weren't we? We were just sort of like getting on with it and cracking on through. But
Right.
That is kind of like, it's interesting that you weren't told to do that.
No, at the very beginning you tap on the fire and it warms things up, and you hear the crackling, so you're aware it's obviously doing something. But, oh hello, there are now ghosty things approaching. This looks alarming. So, I take control of just the boy at the moment. I can't switch back to the other character. I'm tapping him. Nope, can't do that. And I can't jump or anything. So at the moment I'm just going to advance, and I assume the game is going to tell me what to do next. So I'm approaching this glowy building thing. Right, here we go. Now I need to switch to the other guy. So it is going to be this. It's going to be switching from one person to the other. He's big and strong, so he can punch through these rocks. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. And then I assume when I need to use the kid, I'll be able to switch back to the child. Jump. Woo. He can jump up here. That's great. Maybe I'm going to see if the kid can jump. Can I use the... See, he can't jump up there. The child can't get up there because he's too small. Maybe the child can go down and go a different way. Oh, yeah. Alright, so let's get the kid going underneath. But I've encountered a massive one of them blocks again. So that needs to be punched past. Alright, let's get him down. He's going to do his little forward roll. I do like the character animations.
So is it 3D or 2D, the actual character animation?
Well, they look 3D.
They do, don't they?
Which is kind of nice, yeah. So I'm just going to punch past this section. There we go. That lets the boy go along. I don't know if he can jump, though. He can't jump, can he? I don't want to walk off the edge of this just in case I die. I'm concerned that I might die. But, hang on. Let's hope that little blue thing will draw a path for us, will it? Like it did before? Yes? No? Yes? Nope, not interested at all. Fine. I'm going to see if I can jump back. If not, I'm just going to go and just do a runner. Try and jump up and get him. Yeah, no, he can't jump over there. Alright then, so only one choice. Let's try and jump across. Go on, man. Jump! Yeah, he made it. Oh, good. And the kid jumped down as well. But there's a massive ogre bastard.
Do you know, the chat room has been talking about narwhals for about 5 minutes. I have no idea what a narwhal is.
Whoa. A narwhal's the unicorn of the sea. It's a dolphin with that pointy nose bit, which looks like a unicorn. Have you not seen them before?
Well, what are they in? Are they what story are they in?
The water. They're real. They're real things.
They're not. They're not unicorns in the sea.
Yeah, it's called it's not actually a unicorn. It's called the unicorn of the sea.
Oh.
Hey, I can't punch this thing. Oh, I was trying to deck this gigantic, I don't know, Yeti creature which has turned up. Apparently I can't punch him. It looks like I have to just run and run very fast. Alright, new tactic. Switch to the guy, punch through the rock. Baboom. Switch to the kid and run. Run, 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 run. Can the kid jump? Yep, he can. Brilliant. Now presumably, and the old guy's following him. Excellent. Get up there, old man. Yeah, amazing. Oh, oh, this is bad. Apparently, he can climb up. I didn't think he would be able to hop onto that platform with me. This is bad. So, okay, I have to switch to the kid, run really fast, and then switch to the old guy again. Punchy man. Actually, I might stay with the punchy dude. Presumably, the kid will follow. Like a good boy. Come on, kid, run. Run as if your life depended on it, which it actually does. Oh dear. Jump and punch, punch. There we go, brilliant. Keep running, keep running.
Finding out all sorts of narwhals information, and Kian993 in the chat says narwhals are real, but they're ugly in real life.
They're quite a little bit sinister, I guess.
What do you know? To Google.
I can't believe you've never seen a narwhal.
I don't know what a narwhal is. What are we looking at?
You live and work on the internet. The internet loves narwhals or anything unicorn related.
That's not real. That's been photoshopped.
Oh, Peter.
No, I'm not having that. I'm not having that at all. It looks like... I don't know what it looks like. It looks like a whale got a straw stuck in its mouth.
Yeah, well, yeah, pretty much. But they're real. You can't deny it. It's probably on Wikipedia, and everything's real on there.
Yeah, that's true.
So there you go. All right, then. So I'm now taking control of the little child again. So the other character whom you're not controlling will follow in your wake. You just have to use their individual powers. So example, here, step into the light to do teleflight. So this kid... Woo! Alright, brilliant. So now he's got a power. If I step into that light, he does a little teleportation jump, which the old guy can't do. Luckily, the old guy can jump a bit higher than the kid, so it's okay. So they've both got unique talents, which you need to use in order to traverse the environment. Very nice, very pretty. Okay, so I've got a really tall thing now, which I'm... Oh, he can do ice picks, the old guy. Excellent. Can I go up now? Ah, brilliant. Yeah, that's brilliant. Although the kid can't get up there, so that's a problem. Let me smash this. I'm going to push, actually. He's going to push. Boom. So it's all quite context sensitive. Now the kid can do a little transport. Oh, wow, look, he can jump from point to point. That's quite nice. So that's his little talent. Alright, fair enough. Oh, now we're ice skating.
So, okay, so it looks quite slow-paced. It looks like a bit of a thoughtful game, you know, a sort of platform puzzler, let's say.
Yeah.
I'm instantly reminded of stuff like Cave, Lost Vikings. There's a game, I think it's called Team Bloober or something like that on the Vita.
He died.
Like, I don't know. These sorts of games are a bit too smart. I think what we're learning as we play these games on you know this channel, I'm learning that I'm not very smart and I don't like smart games. But these look like the kinds of games that will really test you and make you really think. I mean, are you having to try? Like, are you breezing through, or do you?
It's actually feeling more like a puzzler to me at the moment. I mean, I've had to warp this kid around through several warp points. If you warp by tapping the button. If you leave it, he'll then jump to the ground at that point. So that's how you get him back onto the ground again. I've learnt that. There are these black bits of goo. I'm trying to get my father to come and meet me at this place, but he's stuck behind a big chunk. Oh dear. A big chunk of rock. So look, I can't get over here because this this black goo that's bubbling up right now insta-kills me. There's a lot of insta-killing going on in this game. Let me just see if that's going to suddenly explode into a geyser. Yeah, it is. So maybe I can run now? Oh, it's alright, yeah, I ran now and avoided it. Brilliant, that's good. And I imagine I'm going to be able to climb up this rock face. The kid could teleport over it and I'll have to climb. Run! Avoid the geyser. That's good. Yeah, alright, brilliant. So now I can climb up this rock face using my little pickaxe doodads. Oh! Oh, nuts. And as I did that, the geyser exploded. Just above me. Okay, and so then it teleports me back to that other point. Yeah, so it's kind of a slow, methodical game. You have to keep going back and retrying things again and again to find the right combination of elements. So it's not a really, really fast, super high-speed platformer. It's going to be a little bit of a thoughtful, like you say, affair. So I think what I have to do now, to avoid the black goo at the top, is jump onto the other side of this little gap. If I can do that. Whoa. No, go down. Don't explode on me. Yeah, there we go. Amazing.
Have you noticed how the backgrounds are just really creepy?
Yeah, that's why I mentioned Yearwalk, because Yearwalk by Samogo, that's a pretty creepy game, but a really, really good one. And it kind of reminds me of that ever so slightly papercraft look. Alright, now, do I jump down here? Because last time I jumped down, the kid died. Oh no, it's brilliant escape. Got plenty of give in the ground, it's not going to kill me. Alright, so that's as far as I can go, apparently. Let's get the father up here.
My word.
I made it, it's okay.
Okay.
And you're going to usher him forth into this next cavern. There you go. Alright, that gives you a fairly good idea of what we're dealing with. So it's handsome, it's slow, it's laid back, it's a bit thoughtful. You will have to work out some puzzles, switch between the two characters. Handles fairly well, don't expect a fast-paced game, it isn't that. It's £2.49 or $3.99 last Inua, and it will be out at midnight tonight. Check back with both sites, Pocket Gamer and AppSpy, for reviews and video reviews in the next few days. We'll take a look at it for you.
So that's the end of the show, obviously.
Yes, definitely nothing else to let. Oh, look. Oh, no, what's this?
Oh, have we got one more?
Oh, my. Here we go. All right, then. So it's 40k time. Let's talk Carnage, and let's talk slightly iffy rock. I played it for about 20 seconds, and let me tell you, there was rock.
Okay.
So, backstory now. We are playing not as the Dark Angels, which most of them seem to always cast you as. We're Ultramarines this time. The message has been heard by the Ultramarines. If anyone knows anything about 40k and 40k lore, then you'll know all about it. This is not a top-down strategy game in the style of the Warhammer 40k, tabletop game that you might be used to. This is not that. So here's a drop pod landing. I've been presented with the first map, and I've been invited to fight. And you know what? I'm up for that. I've arrived on Mithra unscathed, and I must make my way to Eagle Claw 9 to search for Captain Tychaeus.
Ooh.
So let's do that. Right, here we go. It's a side-scrolling smash-em-up thing.
Okay.
Wabam, wabam, wabam. I'm taking control of my Ultramarine guy. I can run left and right. I can also use my shield, my power shield here, to do some defensive stuff. I can shoot using my bolter. And I can swipe using my power sword. Maybe it's a chain sword, I don't know. It looks just like a standard sword to me. Is it a chain sword? Yeah, I think it is. I can also do a bit of jumping and jetpack jumping. However, I just noticed that if I jump up to try and get to a level above me, the screen will not scroll backwards. Once you've scrolled forwards, that's it. No, I cannot then chase and push the screen backwards. Ooh. So once you've committed to going forward, that's it. There is no going back. Shoot these guys! Bam, 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 bam.
That's because Space Marines never retreat.
Is that what that is? Alright, good to know. So I'm shooting a whole bunch of like little orky skag things. I don't know what they're called. I don't know, I've seen them before. I know they exist within the lore, but I can't remember what they're called. Whoa, but I'm shooting lots of them. Boom, boom, boom. That's quite fun.
Are they Gretchen?
Maybe. These are Gretchens here, I think. Those little two-legged, with no arm blobs. I don't know what they are. Can't remember. Someone on the chat will know. Let's go down. So, right, this is very macho. This is very much the opposite of the game we were just playing before. There's no kind of soft, gentle music and spooky little characters doing clever little puzzles.
Hold on, are there any Inuits?
There are no Inuits. There are just there is only violence. There is only
war.
Only war and serving the Emperor.
True.
So I'm an Ultramarine kicker.
If you are just joining us, then this is on the App Store. And we are playing Warhammer 40,000 Carnage. I'm looking at the App Spy chat room, kicking off with lots of conversation about the game. We're being joined at the moment by Kayla Sara in the chat room, the game director for Warhammer 40,000 Carnage. So if you have any questions for Kayla Sara or myself or James, then do please let us know in the chat room. And one of the sort of questions I've got initially is, this is very much more action-packed than a lot of the Warhammer games, especially the Warhammer 40k games, tend to be.
Right. Yeah, I know what you mean. They can tend to have a strategic element to them, because obviously it's a strategy game. This is not what this is. They've gone very much for an out-and-out, battle-y, shooty, blow-the-crap-out-of-everything style game. I'm going to buy this bolt pistol because it seems to be slightly more powerful, a new piece of war gear, and I can select it from my inventory, apparently. So there we go, equipped it, and then I should drag it onto the bolt pistol slot. There you go. And now I can upgrade it if I want to. That's going to take 39 coins and a second to forge. I imagine it will take a little longer to forge stuff in the future, if I know games. Alright, I'm going to continue now. So I've upgraded my bolt pistol. It's a bit more powerful. And we're going to move on to the next stage, which is the Bloodstone Quarry. So, yes, not subtle and tactical so much as charging forward along to rock music, battering and blowing the pants off of everything. Which, I got nothing against that. That's all. I
ain't got nothing against that either. That seems like a Space Marine thing to do, isn't it? Or, well, do the Ultramarines go in like that? What's the...
I always assume the Ultramarines are they're the kiss-ass, we love the Emperor lot, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, aren't they? Who's the really, really bad ones? The ones that are like, oh, we're a little bit dodgy. And...
Well, Dark Angels.
No, there's another one. There's the Space Wolves and...
Oh, the Wolves? I don't know, I can't remember. It's been a long time since I only have a vague knowledge of the lore.
You only painted the characters. I mean... But, I do like the Warhammer 40k mythos. I think we say this every single time that we actually play one of these games. Yeah. But, we definitely have a history, you and I, with Warhammer 40k. I played the game a fair amount when I was a little bit younger. You did a lot of the painting. You were more into kind of
I liked the Tyranids
side of things. You liked the Tyranids.
Because they looked a bit like aliens, didn't they? From Aliens. And I like that. So
that's true. So... I must admit, I've not been massively thrilled by too many of the Warhammer games recently, because I don't really like strategy games. So this looks a little bit more in my sort of wheelhouse, I suppose. How are you finding the actual controls? Are they responsive?
Controls are very solid. I mean, you're striding across the screen at a fair old rate, and it's just simple tap move. The guy has a little bit of a run up and head start, if you know what I mean. You know how they've got guns, the buggers. You know how Mario has a little bit of a cooldown. When you stop running, he just takes a couple of seconds to stop, and likewise to start. So the character feels like it has a little bit of weight to it, which is quite nice. I've leveled up. That's good. It is a fairly straight up, shooter blaster thing. It's not doing anything fancy. I'm just, it almost has a slightly endless runner feel to it. Even though I can control which way when I stop, I still can't go back. So it has that kind of constantly pushing forward feel that some auto runners do, even though I'm in direct control of my own advancement. Let me get my knife out. I want to use my knife a bit. And I've got the two choices of weapons, both of which seem to have their own... In fact, I get the feeling I could use one or the other at the moment, and it wouldn't make too much difference. There are some characters who can fire, so you probably want to take them out with ranged weapons rather than run up to them and stab them in the face. But at the moment, it's short bursts of action. The action itself is quite fun. I am compelled to keep playing at the moment. That's quite nice. So there are people who are asking if there are any in-app purchases. Now, I don't actually know at the moment. I believe, let me press this plus symbol in the corner.
Go on.
Yes. So there are in-app purchases you can spend. However, there's a maximum spend here of £13.99 for 250 gold. With a minimum of £2.99. So it's not giving you the option to spend $99, which is usually what these in-app purchases go up to, but this is a paid game. So this is £4.99, $6.99. So the question is whether you can advance organically without feeling the need to top up money, because you are already paying £5 or $7. It ain't a cheap game.
So is it just for currency? There's no additional bits and pieces.
It's just currency at the moment anyway, and I'm earning enough at the moment to upgrade something pretty much with every run. So that's kind of a positive sign. I'm just going to upgrade my war plate, and that's going to increase my health and armor. That's nice. And then later, hopefully, I'll be able to upgrade the weapon itself.
That's very good. Obviously, I'm glad to see in the AppSpy chat at the moment that people are asking the hard questions to the developer. For example, the question about whether or not narwhals would make it into the game at any point via DLC.
Really, guys? Really?
Excellent. Well done, guys. Good. Every game should have narwhals.
Cutting to the chase, I see. Very good.
Now, so where are we at now with the game?
Now, I just encountered my first enemy who took a little while to go down. He took several shots and a swipe of the old sword. So now, I guess things are going to start getting a little bit tougher. It's been pretty much a cakewalk so far, but these guys, look at them. Oh, and this might mean I have to start using my shield, which, in fairness, I haven't had to use much until now. I can see there's an orange bar. I think that represents my armor, and that's gradually recharging. I think that's what that is, anyway. Let me try. A block. I blocked him, and I blocked again. Double block. Excellent. All right. I've taken some damage to my health now. I believe that's my armor that is the orange bar, which is currently recharging. My health, I don't think, is recharging. No, it is not. So I've got to keep my eye on that. So these guys I can just beat through really easily just by blasting them. But there are some characters. Oh, health pack. That's good. Like this one, where I have to really put up a much more of a fight. So now I'm gonna, even though I'm secreted behind this rock, I am attacking him and kicking his ass. I was doing some blocking, that seems to work pretty well. There's a little bit of a pause before the block, so you have to be careful about that. Oh, and there are characters directly above, shooting at me, which isn't so good. How far high can I get with my jump? I can't get that high. There's no jetpack option yet. Maybe a jetpack will appear. It's a computer game. Stranger things have happened. Oh, I did jump up and take him out, though. That was good. Yeah, let's take this guy out there first. Don't hit me. There. Awesome. That worked out well. Let's blast all these guys into oblivion. Yeah, that's sort of funny. Here's another one of these big fellas. Block jab. And block you again. Let's go for the swords. Nice. There's a lot of rock and background mumbling going on. There's lots of angriness. Yeah, I know.
Okay, so do you get to play as any of the? So it's just the Ultramarines at the moment. Do you get to play as any others at all? Or?
Doesn't look like it. Well, at least not at the moment. Maybe you unlock extra characters perhaps further down the line. But at the moment, I'm up to level 3 now on this Ultramarine chappie. I'm gonna buy a helm of valor, which contains systems designed to maximize combat effectiveness. I like the sound of that. So boom, whack that in there. It's giving me a bit of a boost. I'd like to upgrade stuff, but at the moment I can only upgrade using this silver scrap stuff, which I can't do, see? Would you like to use gold instead? So there is the option to use gold as an alternative currency, which I've done. I'm going to do that a bit just so I can... Oh, my bolt pistol's fully upgraded. There we go, I'm going to upgrade this and use gold as well, just so I can boost things up for the sake of the stream, make things look a bit cooler. Same thing with this. Plate of Valor is fully upgraded. The power pack. Aha! That does upgrade my health, so that's worth knowing. Alright, continue. Let's do another run before we go. To the temple ruins this time. Alright. So it's sort of solid, hacky, slashy action. I like these sliding starts, that's quite fun. And it's certainly not doing anything in the way of like hard tactics. If you're put off by other 40k games because it's essentially a tabletop tactical franchise, this is not that. This is obviously straight up, good old-fashioned arcade blasting. Which, in fairness, there's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with a bit of arcade blasting. Okay, so one of the big questions, I suppose, is as I'm sort of coming to the end of this, what's the one game this week that you would say, out of all of these, that you're like, oh, that's the one that I would want to spend a little bit more time with, that's the one that I think is a bit more fun?
Well, I mean, I don't know, I wasn't taking with the 2-bit cowboy thing, that just seems pretty bland to me. If you like pixel art stuff, then fine. This is interesting. I'm quite enjoying the run through. It's a little bit on the dear side. It's quite expensive. I mean, it looks good, and the production value is very high, but it ain't super cheap, and I'm interested to see how much I have to pay at some point. I want to see how quickly I advance through the game, and whether it's been skewed towards trying to make you give over extra money for additional in-app purchase. Obviously, which we wouldn't really want. But there's nothing here saying that it's going to do that at the moment. It all looks fairly positive. Castle Storm is pretty. A bit of a long-term thing, I think. Gunship X, I'm not interested in that. I've got to be honest, that's a bit dull, frankly. So this one's interesting, and Last Inua. I am going to go back and start playing Last Inua because I quite like slow-paced, puzzly games. That's sort of my bag. So for me, I'm up for that.
I see. Yeah, you see, I'm a bit more into action games, so I think I'll probably go with this 40k game. I reckon, if I had to pick one. Yeah, I knew you were going to choose Last Inua because it's totally up your alley. I reckon that game.
Well, yeah, it is, and I reckon it'll be.
It's all pretty, and you have to be all smart. You have to be one of those smart types to enjoy it.
I'm a silly man. So yeah, I suspect I'd be up for that. That sounds like fun to me. Last Inua isn't out yet, Kinkle. It will be out, as all of these games are, at midnight tonight. So that's the whole point of this show, is it gives you the update. We show them to you in advance, and then you can work out what to spend your money on come midnight. The only caveat to that, the only different one is Castle Storm, which is out right now. The rest of them aren't out until midnight, so you get a little heads up. Let's have a jump. Woo.
I don't think Space Marines make those kind of noises.
What? Woo! My one does, alright.
Yeah.
I know there was some talk of codes and stuff. Is that a thing?
That's been done.
It's been done. Oh, amazing. Alright then, awesome. We were giving out some codes for this very game earlier on. I think Danny's handled it in the chat room.
So if you're watching this on YouTube after we've done the recording and all that sort of good stuff, then unfortunately you missed out. So you'd have to come back.
Join us for the streams. Join us for the live streams, because stuff happens. The developer turns up. You can ask them questions, and they give you the game for free sometimes.
Yeah, which is quite nice.
Which is always good. Yeah, can't complain about that. Quite nice. So right, I think I'm probably going to call it a day. Battering and brutalising these guys. Checkpoint reached, and a healthy score. So there you go. Warhammer 40k Carnage out at midnight tonight, along with all the other games that we've shown you today. Thank you for joining us, and do come back again. We'll be doing this stuff again tomorrow, same time, 5 PM in the UK, 9 AM Pacific time, and 12 midday Eastern time. Most days of the week, every day of the week, next week in fact. So come back and join us tomorrow, and we shall see you soon. Thanks guys, bye bye.
Bye.